You've been giving away your power your entire life, and chances are you never even realized it. Every time you reacted to someone who didn't deserve your attention, every time you tried to explain yourself to people who had already decided to misunderstand you, every time you allowed someone else's words to ruin your mood, steal your focus, or drain your energy, you gave away a piece of your power. And the worst part? Most people do this every single day without noticing. They think they're being strong by defending themselves. They think they're being smart by responding to every criticism. They think they're winning every argument. But in reality, they're losing something far more valuable. Their attention, their peace, their control. Today you're going to learn two powerful psychological principles inspired by Machiavelli's understanding of human nature and power. These principles have helped leaders, strategists, and influential people protect their energy, command respect, and become impossible to manipulate. And if you stay until the end of this video, you'll discover why silence can sometimes be more powerful than the perfect comeback. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Guard your attention like gold. Imagine that someone sends you a hateful message. Maybe they insult you. Maybe they criticize your work. Maybe they say something designed specifically to get a reaction from you. What happens next? For most people, the answer is predictable. They get angry. They start thinking about the message. They replay it in their mind. They write a response, delete it, write another one, and before they know it, an entire hour of their life is gone. Gone because of one person who probably wasn't worth a second of their attention. Now imagine a different person receives the exact same message. They read it, smile, put their phone away, and continue living their life. Same message, different outcome. Why? Because one person controlled their attention. The other allowed someone else to control it. Here's something most people never understand. Your attention is your most valuable resource. More valuable than money. More valuable than status. More valuable than possessions. Because every achievement in your life begins with attention. Attention determines what you focus on. Focus determines your actions, and your actions determine your future. That's why powerful people protect their attention fiercely. Think about the most successful people you know. Do they respond to every critic? Do they argue with every stranger online? Do they spend hours defending themselves? Of course not, because they understand a simple truth. Not everyone deserves access to their energy. Unfortunately, most people operate differently. Someone leaves a negative comment. They react. Someone starts drama. They engage. Someone insults them. They spend the rest of the day thinking about it. What they don't realize is that every reaction is a payment. Every emotional response costs energy. Every unnecessary argument costs time. Every distraction steals focus from something that actually matters. Imagine carrying a bag of gold everywhere you go. Would you hand gold coins to every random stranger you meet? Would you throw them away every time someone annoyed you? Of course not. Then why do you do that with your attention? Because attention is psychological currency, and many people are spending it carelessly. Here's a powerful exercise. Think about 3 people in your life who constantly drain your energy. The person who always complains. The person who constantly creates drama. The person who always criticizes everything you do. Now, ask yourself, what have they contributed to your life? Have they helped you grow? Have they supported your goals? Have they made your life better? If the answer is no, why are they receiving so much of your attention? The truth is simple. People treat your attention the way you teach them to. If you're available to everyone, people will take you for granted. If you react to everything, people will keep provoking you. If you respond to every criticism, critics will never stop talking. But the moment you become selective, everything changes. Suddenly, your attention becomes valuable. Suddenly, your time becomes respected. Suddenly, your energy is no longer available to everyone. And that's where real power begins. Because power isn't forcing people to respect you. Power is valuing yourself enough to protect what matters. From today forward, ask yourself one question before giving someone your attention. Does this person deserve it? If the answer is no, move on. No explanation. No argument. No guilt. Just move forward. Because your attention is gold, and gold should never be wasted. Lesson 2. Silence is your sharpest weapon. Now let's talk about something most people are terrified of: silence. Why are people so uncomfortable with silence? Because silence feels risky. People worry that if they don't respond, they'll look weak. They worry that if they don't defend themselves, others will think they've lost. They believe they must always have the final word. But here's what most people never discover. Silence is often the strongest response possible. Think about an argument. One person attacks. The other attacks back. Then the first responds. Then the second responds again. The cycle continues. Hours, days, sometimes even years. Both people become trapped in a game neither of them can win. Now imagine something different. Someone attacks you, and you say nothing. No response, no defense, no explanation, just silence. What happens? The game immediately changes, because the other person expected a reaction. They expected resistance. They expected engagement. And when they don't get it, confusion begins. They start wondering. Did you see the message? Do you care? Are you ignoring them? Why aren't you reacting? The silence creates uncertainty. And uncertainty is incredibly powerful. Human beings crave closure. We want answers. We want explanations. We want certainty. When we don't get those things, our minds start filling in the blanks. That's why silence often affects people more deeply than words ever could. Think about a time someone never responded to a message you sent. Chances are you thought about it far more than you expected. You replayed the conversation. You wondered what happened. You created possible explanations. That's exactly what silence does. It forces people to confront their own thoughts. And here's another reason silence is powerful. Every time you speak, you reveal information. You reveal emotions. You reveal weaknesses. You reveal what affects you. But silence reveals nothing. People can't twist your words if you don't give them words. They can't use your emotions against you if you don't display them. They can't predict your next move if you refuse to react. Silence creates mystery, and mystery creates power. This doesn't mean you should never speak. There are times when speaking is necessary. There are times when your voice matters. But truly powerful people don't speak because they're emotionally triggered. They speak because they choose to. There's a huge difference. One comes from reaction. The other comes from control. And control is always more powerful. The next time someone tries to pull you into an unnecessary argument, pause. The next time someone desperately wants a reaction from you, pause. The next time you feel the urge to defend yourself to someone who has already decided not to understand you, pause. And ask yourself, will responding improve my life? If the answer is no, choose silence. Because silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. Silence is discipline. And sometimes, silence is the loudest statement you can make. Today, you've learned two powerful principles. First, your attention is your most valuable asset. And second, silence is often more powerful than any response. But what if I told you there's a strategy even more powerful than silence? A strategy that can make people think about you long after you've left the room. A strategy that creates respect, curiosity, and influence without forcing anything. That's exactly what we'll explore in Part 2. We'll uncover the psychology of strategic withdrawal, the mind-breaking effect of ignoring people, and why becoming less available can sometimes make you more valuable. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. My attention is gold. And remember, not everyone deserves access to your energy. Protect it, guard it, and use it wisely. I'll see you in Part 2.